Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session designed to create feelings of activity and to create momentum to be more active. And I think a lot of people, when it comes to physical activity, exercise, and general health and well-being, all too often make it a binary decision. They're either all or nothing. They're either eating really healthy and exercising loads, or pretty much doing nothing at all. And that can lead to these kind of yo-yos, these kind of big pendulum swings of kind of intense activity and then sedentary behavior. And what this session really designed to do is to make the game winnable and to encourage small amounts of physical activity or healthy behavior more often. And sometimes you can do that by having a feeling of an accomplishment for doing something very winnable. And you'll hear a reference to maybe just 10 or 20 bits of activity that might be a minute or two long. Anyone could find 20 minutes a day to do a little bit of activity, but also to reduce friction by making it very achievable. And that might be having a jump rope nearby to the place that you would use it. It might be having, a pull-up bar in a door frame between two rooms that you walk through frequently. Having the equipment on hand. Now, there'll be many people listening to this that have an exercise bike in their home and they just hang their washing on it, or they have a pull-up bar in their home and they see it, but they don't ever try and do a pull-up. This session will be particularly good for you because it's designed to take that thing where the resources are there but not being used, and we can call that inertia, to a time when they are being used, and that use of them then creates the momentum. Because if you've been using it for the last 2 or 3 days, it's highly likely that you're going to use it today. If you haven't been using this equipment or resources for the last 2 or 3 days, it's highly unlikely that you'll use this equipment today. That's the principle of inertia and momentum. So this is designed to start building momentum in this particular area of your life. If you feel that you want to improve your health and wellness and you feel that hypnosis could help with that, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule a completely free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of stress, tension, any echoes of anxiety to feel like it's leaving your body in your outward breath. As you breathe in, slow down your breathing. Notice as you slow down your breathing, you can breathe in deeper and exhale for longer. The longer you exhale, the more it feels like tension is leaving your body. breathing in And breathing out. And on the outward breath, that's it, close your eyes. That's it. Just feel a wave of relaxation starting at the top of your head and going down. As you breathe in, just imagine a bright, vibrant color that represents resourceful relaxation. Breathing in that bright color, and as you exhale, just imagine a darker, shadowy color leaving your body, representing the tension, any stress, any anxiety that feels like it's melting away and then leaving your body in that outward breath. That's it. As you breathe in and breathe out, scan your body for any clues of tension that may be muscles that are tense, maybe in your jaw, your forehead, neck or shoulders. So as you breathe in, just imagine the deeper you breathe, the deeper relaxed you become. That's it. And give permission to yourself now to release that tension. And you can help release that tension by having even longer outward breaths. Feel that you're propelling that tension away from you. And then as you breathe in more of that resourceful relaxation. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a place in nature with big green trees. Really focus on the leaves, the size of the trees, the surroundings. And maybe as you imagine looking at those large green trees, you can get a sense of the oxygen they're sending out into the world. In the same way that you're breathing in and breathing out, imagine the tree is doing the opposite. That the tree is breathing in carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen, and you're breathing in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. As you start to feel a synergistic relationship between you and the trees, allow this natural harmony to feel that your life is enhanced by the oxygen produced by these trees, taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. And use the power of your imagination to imagine a clearing surrounded by a circle of large trees. And in the middle of that clearing, just imagine the most comfortable chair that's ever existed. And imagine how you would feel to place yourself there on that chair. And maybe it's a reclining chair and you could look upwards to see a gap where the crown of the trees all meet, where perhaps there's blue skies. That you are surrounded by these oxygen generating trees, feeling a wonderful feeling of ever deeper levels of relaxation. Very soon I will count down from 10 to 1. With each descending number, imagine the energy and the oxygen from these trees are taking you into a place where change happens. Some people call it the subconscious. Some people call it hypnosis. And some people call it a feeling of deep relaxation where decisions get made. Breathing in and breathing out. 10, just releasing any tension around the forehead. Feeling it leave your body in your outward breath. 9, even deeper relaxed now, focusing on the muscles in the jaw. That's it, release that tension. Feeling a lightness As you breathe in, feel all the muscles connected with breathing start to relax. The tiny muscles around the nostrils. That's it, the tiny muscles in your neck surrounding your windpipe. In your chest, all the way down into your diaphragm. Feel that all of them are relaxing, enabling you to breathe in deeper and breathe out deeper. Feeling a wonderful feeling of ever-decreasing relaxation as you release the tension and go deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. 8 becomes 7. Just release any tension around the neck, the shoulders. Feel it melting away. 7 becomes 6. Feel your arms getting heavier. Limp, loose, completely relaxed. Like the limbs of a puppet with no strings. That's it. 5. Now focusing on your internal organs. Allow your heart, stomach, lungs and diaphragm to completely relax. Now, that's it. 4, focusing now on your gut. And feel that any echoes of anxiety there in your gut are just melting away. And then shift that relaxation down into your legs. Legs now feeling limp, loose, heavy as 2 become 1. That's it. Down into your toes. And feel the relaxation ripple up from your toes to the top of your head and all the way back down again. And imagine what it would feel like if you were to fall asleep on a chair in nature surrounded by a circle of trees. And I wonder what would happen if in your imagination you went into your future and saw someone that looks just like you establishing new habits, new rituals, new routines that could turn inertia into momentum, building powerful new habits to improve strength, fitness, stamina, but also associate good emotions with activity, movement, and exercise. Breathing in, breathing out. And imagine watching yourself, ordering perhaps a visual mechanic to measure progress. Maybe different colored marbles, different colored jars. See yourself ordering them and see them self-arrive. As you have some kind of value attributed to marbles of different colors and different sizes, or maybe they're all of equal value, and decide what would represent the victory of a day. Maybe 10 different occasions where you turn inactivity into activity, doing nothing to doing something, to getting the ball rolling, to create momentum. I want you to get a sense that a marble that is stationary on a tabletop doesn't move. But the moment the marble is pushed, it continues to move until it falls off the end of the table. I want you to get a sense that momentum facilitates its own energy. And then imagine seeing yourself, perhaps while making a cup of tea, doing some pull-ups or having some stretches. And maybe you're doing it while a kettle is boiling or while a blender is whirring. See yourself doing something at exactly that time. And then see, not soon after, perhaps within seconds or even a minute, placing a marble from one location into a new location that represents one unit of success, a mini victory. Then perhaps see yourself as a meeting or a Zoom call finishes, you spend a minute or so maybe using your palms to work out on a heavy bag. Not enough to get tired or sweaty, but just enough to get blood moving, your heart pumping, giving you a wonderful feeling of clarity, focus, and concentration, but also dissipating any stress that may have accumulated in a call or a meeting. And as you finish, perhaps just a minute or two of punching a heavy bag, see yourself placing yet another marble into a jar, feeling a wonderful feeling of progress. And maybe you see yourself having placed a jump rope close to the very location where you could actually use it just for a minute or so. And maybe the goal is at least once a day to do a minute or two on that jump rope. So see yourself doing exactly that. The rope is in the location that would be easy to pick it up, to then do the skipping or jumping in that same location. And as you see yourself finishing, see yourself smiling, a smile of accomplishment, as you put yet another marble in the jar. Breathe in and breathe out and observe how the first time is always the most difficult time, because that's the time where inertia turns to action, and the second time creates a trajectory, and the third time momentum is already established. Maybe see yourself doing tricep dips, or maybe at a different time of the day see yourself doing pull-ups, maybe with wrist facing forward the first time and then the opposite direction the next. And maybe as you imagine a day, it's a day combined of drinking matcha green tea, stretches, pull-ups, a few kettlebells, and maybe a minute or two on a jump rope, some tricep dips, and a morning walk, all before the working day has finished. I want you to see a sense of deep satisfaction when you place the final marble that would represent success into the jar. Anything above that is simply a bonus. And then towards the end of the day, or maybe early the following day, there is a reset. Nobody gets fit by going to the gym once. Nobody gets healthy by having a healthy meal once. So your unconscious acknowledges that consistent activity produces results over longer time frames. But see that as a side effect, not the goal. The goal is simply to do at various times throughout the day chunks of activity that are worthy of recognition. And maybe that recognition is a marble being moved from one location to another location. Hear the sound it makes as it rattles around a jar. And before long, you will feel good every time you do some activity. And you will feel good every time you acknowledge that activity. And you will find that the momentum gets easier and easier. And you will find that in the afternoon or the evening, you can have harder or longer workouts or hikes, Pilates or gym workouts, already feeling that your body is primed and warmed up from what you've already done before then. And I want you to imagine what this looks like after doing this for 2 weeks. Observe a version of you where this has become habitual. Lots of small amounts of activity scattered sporadically throughout the day, and yet somehow connected, dovetailed to things you were going to do anyway, or linked to a chain reaction where one thing is naturally followed by something else. And I wonder how your creative mind can build these chain reactions. It's easier to do just one more thing connected to a chain than to do one thing entirely by itself. And then go forward another 4 weeks. Maybe it's been 2 or 3 months of doing these regular activities and they become second nature. Notice how the exercise, the stretching, the activity improves your ability to work, giving concentration, alertness, focus, even more ability to do your working day well. This doesn't take anything away from your working day. It enhances it, amplifies it, makes you even more competent, capable, and effective because of these moments of activity. And if you can see a future that looks desirable, if you can see ways to reduce friction and improve the ability to do things and feel good about those things, let me know by nodding your head. And then set an intention to get the ball rolling, to embrace doing each of these things the very first time, knowing that that in itself turns inertia into momentum, and momentum into unconscious habits that will reward you indefinitely. And then feel like you're returning back to a comfortable chair surrounded by trees, breathing in and breathing out. And as you leave the chairs and walk through the clearing in the woods, I want you to get a sense that you already feel healthier, already feel more active, because you know none of these things are difficult. It's just about getting started. Breathe in and breathe out and feel like you're returning to the present moment, but taking inspiration, motivation, and strategies with you. A willingness to secure what's needed, organize the right things in the right locations, and to do a few things for the very first time. And then return to the present as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect fully in the present moment. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken feeling resourceful, motivated, eager to build momentum, starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.